Everybody, it's Lone Hawk here, and I have some huge alchemy news. You may have seen if you've logged in. The new alchemy for Wilds of Eldraine dropped today with two big bombs. One ring has been nerfed. It now costs one and a tap to activate, not just a tap. So card draw got a little bit slower. You can't on turn 4 just drop the one ring, be safe for a turn, and hopefully draw a solution to whatever is coming at you. Now you either have to hope that it survives for a turn, which probably will, but Haywire Might's out there, Terra Sunder's out there. So yeah, slows the one ring down. And the other one, Orcish Bowmasters, loses their deal 1 damage and amass orcs on enters the battlefield. No longer has the enters the battlefield effect. This is big. It gives a cover to all sorts of 1 toughness creatures. So yeah, that should slow it down a bit. Also makes things easier in like attacking with the 2 toughness creatures. So big winners today are card draw that's not the one ring, and 1 toughness creatures, and again card draw. It gives you a little speed to avoid the ping from the Bowmasters. Still probably need a solution for them, but it's not going to be in every hand. So, good news for the alchemy meta. I'm a fan of both of these, even though this is they get used in a lot of my decks. I like coming up with new decks, and this gives me a great opportunity to do so. Thanks for joining me for this news. Let's jump into this. I'm going to start with the Eldraine stuff. What do we got here? Oh, that's right, we got a new land, a scrying land, and that it stuns and taps the creature that comes in. Very fun for blue. And what is our rare? Yeah, this is a kind of cool card. Haven't looked into what fairy tale it's from yet, but if you can play an extra one of these. It's a 2/3 for 2, so great value, and it gives a battle cry to the other legendary if you've got 2 of them in there. I'm gonna have to hook that one up with Arwen, see how that plays. All right, next one. Another Loch Lorent. Oh, and we got another otter. That's right. Looks pretty cool. You've got the blue adventure that until end of turn, target creature loses all abilities and becomes a blue frog. So yeah, we're turning creatures into frogs. And yes, when you create cast a non-creature spell, Accident Prone Apprentice gets +1/+1 perpetually. And it also triggers if it's in exile as well as in play. So you hobble a creature, and then every spell you play makes this guy bigger. So it's a 1/1, so you really got to play 2 spells to get an impact with that, but 2 non-creature spells. But that's going to be easy to do with all the adventures. I think Ballooned Grand Squall just got lots better. Been working with the deck running her, and this will definitely make that cut. We got Outfitted Jouster. This is a knight that comes in with equipped with 2 pieces of equipment, and then loses an equipment every time they get damage. So we've got Steelclaw Lance and Brawler's Plate. So comes in as a 6/6 with trample for 4. That's pretty sweet. All right. Next pack. Grow Old Together. On logging in, you'll get 3 packs. I already opened those 3 before the stream, and this was one of the ones I got in that. Seek 2 creature cards from among the top 10 cards of your library, and then shuffle. And all creature cards in your hand perpetually get +1/+1. So that's wow, that's pretty huge. You get 2 cards potentially, and 2 of body for 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 colorless. So yeah, looking forward to playing that one. We got Porcine Portent. One of the 3 Little Pigs cards. It's an enchantment with an adventure on it. You can, for 2 and a black, exile target creature and get some life gain for each boar you control. All 3 pigs are boar creatures. And when you cast the enchantment, you get one of the 3 Little Pigs and buff to all of the 3 Little Pigs. I'm going to have to look to see if there's any boars in Alchemy right now. I imagine there's 1 or 2 maybe. Or maybe we'll have to look for those in coming sets. The first Little Pig is can exile target artifact or enchantment, so the 1 ring gets much worse with that. Little bit more expensive than Haywire Might, but it's got 2/2 of body, and so tough to say whether I'll like this better than Haywire Might or not. But the second Little Pig is a 2/3 for 2, which can become a 4/4 with flying, and also become a spirit. And the third Little Pig is another one of these perpetually get +1/+1 in other zones. This one's in the graveyard. And I was looking at, there's a swine drover that can pull pigs from your graveyard into play. So don't have to have a dedicated reanimator deck for this one. Should be cool to try and make it work. We'll see if it actually does. Right. Next one. Draconic Debut. This is the card I was talking about that makes the dragon decks better. It's an X spell that to any target. Okay, so this is a fireball, right? Sorcery speed, but it also makes the next dragon spell you cast cost X less. And that's not just this turn. You can hit them with the full effect, and then looks like next turn use all that mana, or it gives you a discount on your next big dragon. So Realm Scorcher Hellkite, baby. And we got Dunbarrow Revivalist. It's a 3/1 with bargain. And allows you to return a creature from your graveyard to your hand if you bargain it. That's pretty sweet. Sack a token and get something big and nasty out of your graveyard into your hand. And the next creature, one of the next creatures you cast gets a Wicked Roll token. So you're ready to bargain again. Kind of cool card. Tome of Gadwick. This looks fun. It's a pretty cheap equipment for just 1 blue and then 1 to equip. You can then get a card if you do combat damage to a player. You get a random card, and I think these are all draws of one fashion or other. Scry and draw a card. Consider is back. Serum Visions. Brainstorm. Thought Scour. Sleight of Hand. It comes back. Peak. I remember that from like good old Paper Magic days, which was a long time ago for me. Quicken. A lot of these spells, you wouldn't run, but when they're coming out of the tome, that might be a lot of fun. You can run a creature deck. Also might be good in an Urbask deck. Might be really good in an Urbask deck. Pair that up with one of the Phoenixes. Especially that one that can come back whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. Yeah, that'd be huge. Get that on this guy, and yeah, because they're all instants and sorceries. This is an awesome pack. And an old time. One of the ley lines that I apparently had. Okay. I don't really do much with Stark, so. Oh, I already got 3 Loch Laurent, so. Frostbridge Guard. Huh. I think that is the last common that I had to acquire, or that I hadn't acquired yet for Wilds of Eldraine. Yeah, another new one. Dedicated Dollmaker. This can create a copy of a non-token permanent. It exiles it. So we've got out there cards that return cards from exile. That might be used for one of them. And it'll make token copy that isn't legendary and is an artifact. And it can protect your artifacts, or protect your tokens. Pretty cool. Wonder how that works with enchantment tokens. Can you still attach enchantments? Are the rolls to creatures if they already have a roll? I don't know. Let's do another one. Ooh, Mythic of something. Got a copy of the second little pig. Steady Tortoise. It's a torticorn, looks like, from the artwork. or flaming. I don't know. It's an adventure card. It's just a 3/3 with Ward 2 for 5, but whenever you attack, my god, Magnum. So you play Harry Dash on turn 1. It gains haste, so it's already a 4/4. Let's say you cast it on turn 4 and you've attacked then 4 times, it's a 7/7. Ooh. That just keeps getting bigger. That is kind of the epitome of Gruul, isn't it? And what is this? Underbridge Warlock? I don't remember being totally thrilled by this. Oh, this is the troll under the bridge. That's kind of cool. Enters the battlefield. And 3 or more creatures died this turn. Each opponent loses 5 life and you gain 5 life. That's awesome. So if you kill the 3 Billy Goats Gruff, you get some life gain and wound your opponent. Nice. And that first end step, you mill 3 cards, draw a card, and lose 2 life. Kind of cool. Okay, we've got a big knight. It's also a human, also a cleric. 5/5 for a 3 and 2 white. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gained life this turn, seek a card with... Yeah, that's right. This one is like lawyerly phrasing. Basically, you get to seek a card that's mana value as much life as you gained, and if you don't have a card with that high of mana value, you get one of the most mana value in your deck. So that could be big. You could be drawing... What comes to mind? The Knight of Eos, the Convoker, the 4/4 Convoke for 5. Could get that one. And yeah, maybe a little less valuable because like those white decks tend to get into spots where they're not attacking every turn. But wow, that's certainly a motivation to send this knight out, and it's got first strike, so unless they remove it, you're probably getting that seek. So big card, expensive, but maybe, win condition. Another Draconic debut. Closer to 5 with that. Or to 4/4. Another dedicated doll maker. And a legacy enchantment. Another mythic. Got my first little pig. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out and place the might on some decks. Don't know if that 2 slot is going to be crowded. It typically is. Here's the master of the 3 little pigs. So it's a 5/5 for 5 with a white, black, and a green. Kind of tough to do these days with in Alchemy. Gotta be real careful about smoothing out the mana curve. But once you're up to 5 mana, this makes sense. So you can either conjure one of the three pigs onto the battlefield, or return however many are in your graveyard that you don't have on the battlefield. Should be pretty sweet because you're getting at least one more body in addition to your 5/5, and they all work together. So, or they all do different valuable things, I guess. And if you're tuned to boars, it's that much better. Continuing, almost halfway through. Got another steady tortoise. I think that's my 4th of Draconic debut. And looks like we got another porcine. Yeah, porcine, I think is right. Portent. So, getting the 3 little pigs stacked together. And another that's crazy tortoise. Another Loch Laurent. Yeah, Hex, Kellen's Companion. So, designed to maybe go with the Boros and turn it into, is that Bant? I don't know the 3 land names yet, or the 3 color names yet. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, if Hex Kellen's Companion is on the battlefield or in exile, it gets +1/+1. Ooh. Then if it's on the battlefield, exile it with a fetch counter on it. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, if Hex is in exile with a fetch counter on it, put it onto the battlefield. It's a 1/1 haste. Could be interesting. Looks tricky. With the adventure effects, yeah, that'll come into play in some decks. And it's a Baluna color, so could be fun with that deck. Got another accident-prone apprentice. Maybe an otter deck coming together. Haven't seen any otter buffs yet, but ooh, it's cool looking. Heir to Dragonfire. It's got fire breathing, and for 2 and a red, reveal Heir to Dragonfire from your hand. It perpetually becomes a dragon and gets +3/+3 in flying. So, is that something you have to have one of these in play and then reveal another? Or does it have to be in your hand to start? It's nice then that with Agatha's Soul Cauldron, everything with a +1/+1 counter on it can get fire breathing if you get this in there. It's definitely going to be a thing. Another steady tortoise. Path of Twinvale. Twinvale? I'm going to say Twinvale. Choose one or both. Okay, this is a fun card. I opened this one in the 3. You can choose one or both. Return, bounce a creature to your hand, and it gets 1 less to cast perpetually. Or return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand. That card perpetually gains this spell costs 1 colorless more to cast. That is just... that feels pretty sick, actually, for one in a blue. Like, you get a bounce. You get the 1 colorless back later as a discount on that card, and you bounce and nerf one of the opponent's cards. Very cool. Got to try that out. Got another outfitted jouster. Some cool equipment. Thinking about Kellen, that there's a card out there. Pretty sure there's a card out there that gets bonuses for how much stuff is equipped to it. Yeah, I'm thinking black, red, white. Equipment, Nahiri, and all that. Like, 4's kind of a lot, but you get a lot for it, and if you can move it off the jouster, that could be pretty cool too. So, looking forward to trying that out. Got a wild card. Got another accident prone apprentice. Another second little pig. Another Tome of Gadwick. Awesome. Another Cerise. Another steady tortoise. I may have 4 of those now. Probably only need 3. Like, how many decks do you put more than a full 4 on of 5? Though, I mean, does have that does have the adventure on it, which is nice. Another Path of Twinvale? Twinvale? It's gotta be Twinvale. And Victory of the Pyrohammer. I think I got this in the first 3 packs as well. It's a board sweeper. Does 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. So clears most of the stuff off the battlefield. And it gains damage isn't removed from creatures during cleanup steps. So anything that does survive is wounded. And then on following turns, it pings everything. So it will eventually take down even 6 toughness creatures. Kind of cool. Probably has some interactions with Imodane. It could be pretty neat. Got another third little pig. It's the huge pig. The Draconic debut. Talion's Throne Guard. This one is complex, if I recall. Yeah. We get a 2/1 flyer with bargain and flash for 4. But when it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target spell or non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If it was bargained, it nerfs the spell. So don't see this one being cast without bargain very often, but this is a pretty nice answer to Shieldred. Sends her away for a couple of turns. Another Kellen's Companion. Okay, we definitely have 4 of the Accident-Prone Apprentice now. And what's our rare in this one? Yep, another dedicated doll maker. Big token deck thing. Yeah, let's just notice that that it's not limited to your creatures. Maybe, you know, can make things into artifacts or make it easier to destroy. A little dangerous to do that to anything legendary, but. And the last Eldraine Alchemy pack. Another copy of Grow Old Together. That's awesome. I think I'm into extras of Loch Lomond. And another Tome of Gadwick. So, yeah, had some nice density on things. We'll open the golden pack. And that's right. They all have 4 rares and 2 mythics. Yep, another Elusive Otter. Definitely have an otter theme going today. Have not been able to make a deck that makes this work, which is not surprising because if it did... Oh, first Cruel Somnophage. Or not the first Cruel Somnophage, just, wow, I didn't realize I had one of those. Number of creature cards in all graveyards. Maybe that is going to be the new Dimir 2-drop instead of the Bowmasters. Autonomous Assembler. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's an assembly worker. Can put +1/+1 counters on it. Can put +1/+1 counters on Mishra's Forge. You and a dragon. Ah, yes, this is that bouncing dragon. That's good timing. That's very good timing. Don't know that I want the blue and the white on it, but yeah, this will come in handy sometime. Oh, and a second Mishra. I may have to try and get that meld to work. I think I got it working once. This was a good day. Cool, so that's one of them. And the second one. That's a new one for me. or a new one, one that doesn't look like first, because I'm pretty sure I don't have this card. Top X cards of your library, where X is its power. Well, oh, with Enlist, that could be sick. So, if you like enlist something huge, you could be looking through a lot. Make for a surprising second main phase. Oh, a land. Gotta love that. I don't have any of those. So I've got one of those. So maybe you can try and make a deck, an artifact deck with it. Spectre of Mortality. Board Sweeper. Another Elvish Archivist. That's awesome. I think I've got 3 now. Oh, and a Cityscape Leveler. That is not one that I have. Definitely one that gets used in a lot of decks. It's a win condition. Awesome. Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Don't have many gems left, but hey, that was worth it. Thank you for joining me for this video. Again, I'm Lonehawk. If you've enjoyed this video, please support the channel by like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you'd like to see made out of this, and I will accept that challenge. My channel traffic, I think I can make the promise that if you make a deck building request, I will try and accommodate it. Hit me up, and we'll talk to you next time.